Grand fans, good evening. Welcome to a celebration of the 2020 Colorado State volleyball team. Now, I realize this is strange. I realize you're not used to seeing me here in my office, but we are so glad that you are joining us wherever you are throughout the world. So thank you so very much for supporting this program. Thank you so very much for joining us here this evening. Okay, we have a big program for you, but a couple of things that we need to get out of the way. There are always rules involved with all of this. Okay, number one, in the top right corner of your screen, you will see that you should be watching this in speaker view. Do not have it on gallery view, have it on speaker view. That way, you'll be able to hear the people who are speaking. They will be spotlighted. You will get the best content that you are available. The other thing we want to make sure that you do is in that chat box over on the side, please let us know where you're at. This is a global initiative. We are a global family. We have a wonderful support staff all over the planet, all over the globe, all over the United States. Please let us know in that chat where you are this evening tuning in. We'd love to hear from you. We want to know exactly where you are and how you are supporting the Colorado State Rams. So one of the things that's most interesting about this virtual thing is that we're going to be dealing with a lot of different moving pieces here. So your patience is important. Your ability to be patient, work with us as we start moving through some of these things is also going to be very, very important. But the bottom line, we're celebrating a team that has gone through a massive amount of adversity. They did their very, very best to make Colorado State proud. And I think that you will all agree, since you're here tonight, that everything that they did improved themselves and they represented this university in the absolute best way possible. And we're celebrating them. We're celebrating their accomplishments, their achievements. So without further ado, why don't we meet the 2020 Colorado State volleyball squad? Let's meet first a freshman from Slayton, Minnesota, Alyssa Groves. A defensive specialist from Canby, Oregon, Ruby Hazer. Middle blocker from Trevor, Wisconsin, Karina Lieber. From Los Gatos, California, defensive specialist, Elena Perez. Setter, out of Lincoln, Nebraska, Barrett Howard. An outside hitter from Grand Prairie, Texas, Kennedy Stanford. Middle blocker from Monument, Colorado, Naima Weathers. From Tacoma, Washington, outside hitter Maddie Bowles. Defensive specialist from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Alyssa Burt. From Milan, Italy, Sasha Colombo. Defensive specialist from Houston, Texas, say hello to Brooke Hudson. From Chula Vista, California, Jackie Van Liefde. And the center from Auburn, Washington, Sierra Zimmerman. And our seniors, first from Menlo Park, California, the libero, Alexa Romeliotis. And from Bakersfield, California, Brianna Reynolds. Your 2020 Colorado State Volleyball squad. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce you to the coaching staff for Colorado State Volleyball, and we begin at the top. The man who needs no introduction, just wrapping up his 24th season. Please welcome the head coach, Tom Coachlbert. And entering her 6th season, associate head coach, Emily Cohen. And in her 3rd season, entering her 3rd season, please welcome Adriana Blackman. And wrapping up, after just finishing her 1st season, she'll be back for her 2nd season, volunteer assistant coach for Colorado State. Please thank Sonia Newcomb. Everybody wave all together. Here we go. All right, there we go. So now you've met the team, you've met the coaches, and now it's my great pleasure to introduce the man who is in charge of the entire athletic department to bring some comments about what has been an interesting season, as well as the accomplishments of this volleyball squad that we celebrate this evening. Please welcome the Director of Athletics, Joe Parker.
Thanks, Matt, and hello, everyone. Matt, always appreciate your commitment to the program and your talents as you MC these events. So thanks so much for that. But welcome to everyone. It's great to be able to spend some time with those of you that care about volleyball here at CSU. We've had an unusual year, some very unique challenges that we've all gone through. And certainly everyone around the country was kind of fighting through the same issues and same concerns, certainly related to COVID. Was excited about how this team responded, really thrilled about the way that they were able to, get their feet squarely on the ground and kind of move forward. There were some devastating blows. I remember, I did get a chance to watch the highlight video before that we'll see later this evening. But, I forgot, so many things have happened. Tom mentioned that we had a call with the team to inform them that we were canceling fall sports in the Mountain West. And, we're able to pivot, move the fall sports into the spring, and we're able to get a season in. But the resiliency, the response to sudden change, all those things that intercollegiate athletics teaches us, we're really moved up and advanced in almost our daily living as we had to manage through so many issues related to COVID and our response to it. And probably the biggest challenge, I think, in so many ways was the adjusting to the ultimate decision that we weren't going to have fans in the building. And that was really difficult because we knew how much effort our students, our coaching staff put into it. The team responds so much to the crowd in Moby, and not to be able to have that, that being deprived of that experience. I think about our first-year students that have never played on the court with a full crowd, and really look forward to when we move forward in the future to being able to do that. That's certainly our expectation. So I want to thank the families. I want to thank the team for all that they put into this year and getting us through to this moment in time, and just excited about it. Our goal the entire time was to create something to provide an opportunity for our students to practice and compete and grow through the sport that they love so much. And I think we were able to accomplish that, and look forward to all the things that are ahead of us. Now I think it's my opportunity to introduce the highlight video. Want to call out one of our talented staff members, Christian Schubach, who produced this for us. It's a very entertaining piece, and I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you.
All right, you guys, you ready to do this? Yeah, we showed up in August, had everybody on campus. We're doing all of our preliminary things. We're one day in, and we sit down for a meeting with the athletic director, who says the Mountain West has decided to cancel fall sports. And it was a very devastating announcement, one that I think the players in a way expected, but once you hear it, it really takes hold. We knew coming into practice things were going to be different, but all of a sudden we had these protocols laid upon us that make things completely different.
As far as like only a certain number of people are in the locker room, so you don't really have that place where you're catching up on each other's day and really getting to know each other before and after practice.
Everybody wanted to grow, and everybody knew that we would like have our ups and downs as far as just we lost a lot of experience last year, but I also think who we had coming back as far as having Sierra, having Alexa, and having Bree, they were really strong players that we all kind of were able to trust and lean on, and so it was a good kind of transition as far as knowing you have a lot of experience in them.
It was kind of an interesting role because coming in, knowing I was a senior, the coaches kind of expected me and Alexa to kind of be that leadership role. Being gone and then coming back, I knew that the girls maybe wouldn't know my style or wouldn't really react to me the same way that I did if I was there all season. But being a senior, I feel like they kind of respected me and I was able to come in comfortably into my role again.
I think, honestly, like having so many freshmen come in, they had to learn how to mature on the court very quickly because they were vital parts of our team. So the first match, I think people were a little unsure about themselves and really were just trying to get used to the college environment. And then by the last match, we had freshmen out there playing like they had been playing for a couple of years. So it was really cool to see.
This year, having like the background crowd noise, it's nice, but it's not quite the same. And so even when you're playing in like the smaller venues where we're like allowed to be a few more fans this year at away games, it was a good like shift in energy. And so I think being able to be in Moby and have thousands of people doing that would be great.
I think the biggest challenge for all of us was to be loud and vocal so we could encourage each other, because sometimes when we have so many fans, it's easy to forget to like celebrate every point because the fans do so much for us. Everyone is just really loud, so we don't really have to feel like we have to carry on every single point. Instead, with Moby being more quiet and fake noise, it really felt like it could get quiet sometimes, so we just had to step up our volume and communication.
I'm super excited for next season and having a full crowd and just looking up and seeing waves of white or waves of orange for the different games and really having a full thousands of people behind you and enjoying that energy.
When people look back on this year, 2-3 years down the road, they're going to realize that the adversity that we faced maybe helped us grow. And you know, you can find growth, you can find positives in any time where you have adversity, and I think that's going to happen with Ram Athletics in all sports, and certainly volleyball.
One of the hardest things that we had to deal with on the outside, speaking just from a broadcaster sitting, and also I think speaking for a lot of your fans, is that when you don't get to experience that Moby madness, when you don't get to experience that Moby magic, that takes away from a lot of the experience. And one of the things that I wanted to highlight here in this this opportunity was that normally when we would be doing this banquet, this celebration, a lot of times at this point in time, we would be having an auction. We would be having an opportunity to fundraise for the program. As you are all very well aware, obviously a financial toll has been taken on all programs at Colorado State University. So what I want to say more than anything else, and maybe encourage all of you, is that your financial support is more valuable than ever. Your contributions to keeping this program a championship program and supporting the student athletes who go out there and go through everything that they've gone through over the last few moments that you heard and you saw in that video is more important than ever. So what I want to ask you is once again to consider your financial support. We appreciate it. We love it. We thank you very much for it. But it's also very important to also consider if there's anything that you can do to continue to support and increase your support after what has been an extremely challenging year that perhaps you will consider doing so. Again, we thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. And now, of course, we get to the best parts of one of these banquet celebrations. It's Tom Hilbert's comments and what is always very entertaining, always very emotional, and I have no doubt that it will be quite poignant once again. So without further ado, please welcome head coach Tom Hilbert for his comments on the 2020-2021 spring season and his team.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Matt. I certainly appreciate it. I want to thank everybody who's on this virtual call. I think that, you know, it's been interesting doing all the, you know, my Hilbert happy hours virtually and, you know, all of our matches on live streams. And, you know, it was amazing to me how much support we continue to get because we have such a deep following with our fans, and we appreciate it. I'll talk more about that later. I also want to thank CSU Events, first of all, for hosting this and making it possible. And I want to thank Bree Olmstead, who I always thank, who is our director of operations, who does just an amazing job at running everything for us and keeping us organized and keeping us on point. And she did the same thing with this event. And then you met my staff, but Emily Cohan is a phenomenal associate head coach, really does a lot to run this program. Dree Blackman has been an unbelievable addition and just she bleeds green and gold. Sonia Newcomb, 12-year pro, has really been great. Our players love her, and she's educated all of us as coaches. So my coaching staff, I think, is as good as it's ever been, and really tremendous people. Our managers, Julie and Johnny, do a great job. The incredible support received from so many areas just to have a season. Our executive administrative staff, who had to navigate this crazy thing through all of the entities on campus. The CSU Health Network and our amazing athletic training staff. I mean, they did unbelievable things for us. And just to get us on the court through all of this is an amazing feat. And Terry DeZao and all of the people that work with UC Health deserve credit for that. The support staff behind the scenes, we talked about marketing, events and facilities, Jeff and the media relations crew, Pat Cruzet, the people in Ram Vision. We talked about Kristen Schupak, but you also got Ben Brune, voice of the Rams, Matt Wozniak, all these people who brought streamed matches to you. And there's so many people who had to change the way they do their jobs in our equipment room and our facilities people and, you know, our ball shagging and all that kind of stuff. It was all changed. It wasn't easy and it wasn't cheap. And I think that's a good segue to what Matt was talking about. I want to thank all of you out there who were willing to keep supporting us through the Ram Volleyball Network and through the Stalwart Rams Relief Fund. We were able to do very well and help, and it was badly needed help, allowed us to do what we needed to do this year. And then just thanking people who tuned in to watch the live streams or the Hilbert Happy Hour, just to keep us engaged. We felt that support. It's greatly appreciated. So I also want to put a shout out, and I don't believe she's on this call, but Marley and Weston Richburg. You guys remember Marley Reynolds Richburg, who married Weston Richburg. They just gave us an amazing gift. They just gave us $1 million gift that's going to go toward the discretionary accounts for volleyball and for football. And it's going to be done, you know, it's going to be portioned out over a 20-year period. But that's an incredible support by them at a time where we really needed it. And I just think it's great that those two athletes had such a great experience and were willing to give back. So this event tonight, though, is really, I think, more than ever about recognizing our players and the season they put together, and a season they showed tremendous growth this year in development, finishing on a 5-1 run, only one win away from second place. And they did this after losing 5 starters and waiting 14 months from the last match in 2019 till we played our first match against Air Force in this season. So imagine that you've trained for years of your upbringing to master a sport, and this sport's a huge part of your identity. Your lifelong goal was to be a college athlete. You got to go to college, and then all of a sudden everything changes. All your expectations of what your life is supposed to be like completely shifts. And this could have thrown everything out of whack for these young people. Lots of what they expected to happen was not happening. There are teams across the NCAA that completely fell apart this year. But instead, these athletes here turned inward, turned to each other to find the positives in this experience. During recruiting, we always talk about Moby Magic and what you, the fans, bring to our experience. We believe it's something unique that doesn't occur in a lot of programs. And this year, manifesting Moby Magic had its challenges, especially for the young new players. So all of you, I think you old timers know I'm kind of an amateur storyteller, and this season is certainly a unique story all its own. So if you'll indulge me, I want to tell you a story about how Moby Magic worked during the COVID season. They live for the magic. They sweat for the magic. Each winter they return to the gym with a resounding roar, evaluating the year before. Shoes squeak, bodies in motion. The ball stings as it snaps from hand to forearm. Hard work is the only magic potion. They think about the magic and the tradition that made it, the weight of expectation, the fans that create it in a building that's so perfect you can hardly explain it. But this year was daunting. 5 players were gone, 8 returners wanting to bring back perfection, while 7 freshmen were hungry to get there and experience the magic for themselves. But in the midst of performing this daunting task, they're sent home wearing a mask. Stay 6 feet away, stop an enemy called COVID. Then the virus exploded, our lives are on hold, and the magic for now eroded. They work out at home with an uncertain fate. They're told, stay in shape, touch the ball, watch video. You have to prepare. Oh, and get to know your new teammates in a 3x5 square. A more diverse team than ever, they need to bond and connect. They use all this screen time to share love and respect while the world watches a knee on a black man's neck. But instead of dividing them, they work to get closer. The day finally comes. They're in Moby together, but who knows whether they'll play or not. Follow the rules, line up 6 feet apart, sterilize your hands, use a seating chart, another nasal swab or spit in a cup. The back of their nose is lit up, but that's just part of their new normal. Positive test, doesn't have to be you, 14-day sentence, stay in your room, eat your meals from a box, all of your classes on Zoom. But the magic they seek, could it be coming up soon? Postponed indefinitely, they finally say it. They pray it's not true, but there's nothing they can do. They practice and grow, they get educated, get to know one another. They so want to play, but who are they to say their athletic dreams are more important than the public good? It's understood, but that doesn't make it any easier. The semester ends, the leaves turn in the breeze, and the holiday lights show the change of the seasons. They go home to their families, keep their holidays small, follow protocol. This invisible enemy is surging. The death toll is tragic. They think of their new friends and they dream of the magic. Christmas is over with a lot to unpack. They come back to a mini bubble, so to speak. Isolation, temp checks, 3 tests a week are all part of this mini bubble. But it's all within reason because finally they get to have a season. They'll dance in Moby with the game they love, piping in some magic from the speakers above. No cheering fans, no families and friends, but it's available on live stream until the season ends. But once the scoreboard lights up, the whistle blows, they're in the throes of competition, they start flying around now, they're on a mission and it starts to feel good. Then Brianna and Alexa bring something extra, it's power and grace, and from the looks on their faces, it's coming over them. Do you believe in magic? The young ones are bawling. It looks like they want to be like Lex and Brianna. They bring passion and fight. Their coaches couldn't be prouder. They show up every night. The cheers become louder, but it's not from the speakers above. It's from their own voices and the love of each other. Their play wasn't perfect. They knew that going in. Just ask Alexa and Breezy. It's not supposed to be easy. Their foes are all older and wiser. They go through lows and highs. They grow each time there's a setback. No trophy in sight. They keep up the fight and the hustle. In the end, they would beat all but 2 teams, quite a feat. And that while building this skill and muscle is certainly an art, the most important muscle is the human heart. The heart forges joy, passion, devotion. It puts the magic in motion. Their hearts define who they are as athletes, as teammates, as friends. Their strong, mighty hearts have unlocked the notion maybe the magic comes from making the potion. 7 a.m. in the weight room, your best lift yet, dripping sweat, hard practices, a teammate's hug, winning a close set. The inside jokes your coaches don't know, a TikTok video with your new best friend. You study together to stoke your minds. It's a collective grind. Food from DoorDash to help you unwind. A foot in the Pacific Ocean for the very first time. In the end, don't feel sorry for them. They got to play. The magic is in the work and the process each day. The virus tried to defeat them and it didn't succeed. They're still very young and they made this great team. 15 strong women daring to dream of a day we all gather again, when they can smile and you can see it. You cheer great plays and they can be it. There's a magic in all of us, bursting at the seams. Soon it will be time to free it. Thanks, players. Really. You gave a lot. Thanks to all of you who contributed a little part to our magic. We can't wait to gather with you again.
Head coach Tom Hilbert with his thoughts on a trying season. And the biggest thing for me, obviously, Coach, hearing your in-depth recounting of what you've gone through. And you know, I go back to the video when the players were taking off the masks, and I hear the emotion in your voice. And I just want everyone who's with us here this evening to understand just how difficult this season has been. It's got little to do with, and I've said this, you know, I've done this a bunch of times. I've said it over and over that trophies are nice. Relationships last a lifetime. And the relationships and the struggle and everything that these players have gone through to improve themselves and to fight and to continue to be stalwart Rams, as well as how hard you have and your coaching staff have worked. Thank you very much for shedding a light on some of the emotion behind the scenes. That's extremely powerful, and I really, really appreciate it. I hope everyone here with us does tonight. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, so now here comes the fun part. This is the opportunity for you to spend some time with a player. We asked you to ask them about their experience. So you've heard from the coaches, you've heard from me on the outside. Now it's your chance to have a moment to break into a room with one of the players. You will be sent to a room for 10 minutes, and I'm not kidding. It is 10 minutes. If you will be, we will be brought back here to wrap up our program. So if you have any questions, we ask that you please put those in the chat. They will be monitored. The players will be in there. You will have an opportunity to speak with a player as we break this one out. So let us commence then with the breakout sessions. 10 minutes. Make sure you have a pertinent question. Don't waste time. We don't have a lot of time to be wasted. We're on the clock here. All right. Thank you all. Enjoy your breakout session. See you back in about 10 minutes. Well, there it is. I warned you. 10 minutes. We're all coming back together. No doubt about it. All right. I hope you were able to get some of your questions answered. Not sure how exactly people were able to get in detail to what you were looking for. But again, thank you very much for joining us. And at least hopefully you got a little sense of what it's like. Look, many of you have been to Moby Arena multiple times. You're able to have these conversations with players after the match. You go down on the court, you have conversations, you get autographs, and you get an idea of what their lives are like Unfortunately, that was not available to us here this season. However, we are very thankful that we had the 10 minutes to get this done here. So without further ado, let's continue on with the program. We have awards to hand out after all. So why don't we begin by introducing the assistant coach to hand out an award. Please welcome Adriana Blackman.
Thanks, Matt. So today I get to present the Bomb Squad MVP. And for those of you that don't know what Bomb Squad means, it's basically our scout team. And it stands for Babes on a Mission. And here at CSU Volleyball, we take a huge pride in our scout team. So pretty much before every opponent, we'll go in, and the Bomb Squad is in charge of getting our starters ready for that opponent that we have coming up. And so they're there to replicate and do everything that we think New Mexico or Wyoming or whoever it is going to do against us. And it's been great to see our team as a whole just take a big ownership in this. But over this past year, this certain player has done a great job with doing every aspect that we've asked her to do. She's ran the offense in Bomb Squad, really taken ownership of making sure that she's doing the right play calls, how many sets should she do, and all of these different aspects. And so she has just been a rock star with just forming into whatever setter role that is. And so our Bomb Squad MVP this year is Barrett Power. Congrats, Barrett.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so now I'm going to hand it over to Tom to where he can give the coaches award.
Sorry, was I muted for that whole time? I'll start over again.
Yes, you were. Yeah,
I'm going to give the coaches award, and the coaches award is decided among the coaches, and it's kind of a combination of most improved player, most coachable player, the player that really shows the most sort of progress from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. And it isn't always a starter. And in fact, in this year, it's not a starter, but this person really worked very, very hard. She had playing time early in the year. And we made some reorganization, and she didn't have as much playing time, but she continued to work extremely hard, got it in for a couple more matches, really did a wonderful job, and has an incredible future. So the coaches award this year goes to Naima Weathers. Now, I am going to turn it over to Emily for the most inspirational player award.
Hi, guys. I have the honor of presenting the Debbie Murphy Most Inspirational Award. And so I always like to make sure we know who this award is named after. Debbie Murphy was an assistant coach for the Rams in the 1995 and 96 seasons. And she played an integral role in the rebirth of the Rams in the 95 season. Unfortunately, she contracted leukemia in 1997 and passed away after a year-long battle. And we have a plaque that hangs in our locker room with all the previous winners of this award. And the inscription on that plaque says, "Let us all aspire to inspire like Debbie." This is also an award that the players vote on, which I think should make it all the more meaningful to know that your teammates are inspired by you. And for a position that rarely wins any awards, it warms my heart to present this one to Alexa Romeliotis. Alexa is exceptional at her craft as a libero. So she's one of the best passers in the country. And I don't think it ever got mentioned by anyone. And she quietly went through this season and broke the CSU record for digs per set, which has been around for almost a decade, which is a pretty incredible thing to do. She isn't the rowdiest person on the team, and she's not the loudest with her leadership style, but that means that when she does speak, the team listens and they really respect it and take it seriously. She inspires everybody with her work ethic and the way she plays every single day. And that's a pretty great quality to have as a future teacher. So Alexa, it is my pleasure to give you the Debbie Murphy Most Inspirational Award.
Thanks.
And then the final award will be Tom again. He's going to present our MVP award.
Thank you, Emily. And the MVP award is another award that is voted on by the players. We don't choose this as a coaching staff. The players vote on it. And this year it was extremely close. It was almost a tie. One player won by one vote, and we are going to recognize that player. And what's amazing about it is the same player that got the most inspirational. So Alexa Romeliotis, you are the most valuable player this year, voted on by your teammates. So congratulations, Alexa, and you are a tremendous player. I believe you're the best libero that's played here, and you can teach all of us a lot about being a great volleyball player. So congrats.
Thank you.
So there are your virtual season awards. Thank you to Coach Blackman, Coach Hilbert, and Coach Cohan. Appreciate that. We also want to thank everyone else for joining us here, and also remind you all that once again, our seniors, Alexa Romeliotis, Brianna Runnels, unbelievable careers. Obviously, you all very well know that Brianna, the leading kill leader for Colorado State in the modern scoring era, Alexa Romeliotis setting for digs. Both of these players, they are, I don't think people know this, but usually they're so tough that they eat nails for breakfast, and they don't need milk. That's how good they are. So anyway, I jest. But Alexa, Brianna, thank you so very, very much. You have been absolutely a joy to share your talents with us, to be able to cover you, to be able to watch, to be able to just share in your gifts and your performance for Colorado State University. I'm not sure that thanks is enough, but we truly, truly appreciate both of you so very much. And thank you so much. You've been wonderful Rams. Thank you. So I think that's going to be the end of our program here tonight. A little bit of an odd one as we continue to bring in the players from the 2020-2021 team. And I want to just stress one important thing. Obviously, a very challenging season, very challenging environment. We've all lost things. But the one thing that I want to make sure that everyone understands, and I think that this is something that you will agree with, is that although we've been separate for so long, we have not been able to be enjoying the Moby Magic, the Moby Madness. Although we've been separate, that does not mean that we have to be apart. And because that we are all here tonight, and because your support, and because of the support of the players' families, their coaches, their teachers, everybody working together to make certain that their success continues to be a remarkable achievement, that's what's most important. Whether or not you hoist the trophy at the end is irrelevant. It is all about the emotion and the love that you share for one another, the passion that you have for the game that you've given your life to, and maybe even the players and the people that you value the most. So to all the parents, all the families, thank you so much for being a wonderful support system. Thank you also to all of the supporters for Colorado State Volleyball, and thank you so much for being here this evening. Coaches, players, we're very proud of you. Thank you so much for sharing your talents with us. We cannot wait to see you again in Moby in the fall. Thank you, everyone. Give me a wave if you acknowledge that. All right. That's awesome. We love you all. Thank you so much. Best of luck throughout the summer. And to all the Ram fans who are joining us here tonight, please join us again at Moby Arena in the fall. Take care, everyone. This is your celebration of the 2020 Colorado State Volleyball program. We'll see you at Moby this fall. Go Rams.